This reading is going to be for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or North Node. All right, Aries. No one's in here yet, but Aries. I'm going to shuffle this on live time. One, the download I keep getting about your reading, and I don't get it for everybody. Okay, some readings I get downloads, some I don't. But I keep hearing more money, more problems. Sorry, isn't that the truth? But then I'm also hearing you need to prioritize some things. Some things you're letting, take over in your mindset. But these are the things that are not a priority. Okay. Yeah, some of you guys definitely are experiencing the Wheel of Fortune. You could have Aquarius in your chart or dealing with an Aquarius. But things are changing. There is a great change here for you for the better. And it could be in a love situation. It could be with a divine partner. Somebody that's very unique. Okay, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But again, it could be with your emotions. So there could have been a change in your love and the connection. Some for the better, some for the worse. But no matter what, this change was the inevitable. It definitely was needed. Okay, and it's going to set you. I need to sip some tea. Excuse me. It's going to set you on the course of great fortune if you allow it. All right. Thank you, ancestor, spirit guides, higher power, and higher self. Please help me deliver these messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. We accept only nothing but light entities and these energies. Okay, we return any negative energies, return the sender tenfold. Thank you again. All right, we're going to start off with the Moonology deck. Show me 3 cards for Aries, Sun, Rising, and Venus. What's going on in Aries? As above, so below. So we're starting off with all the crazy, unique stuff that's been going on with the universe. A personal issue reaches resolution. Can you make it up? It's time to take action, Aries, with the new moon in Aries. And meditate and contemplate with the new moon in Pisces. You have surrendered to the divine with the full moon. All right. And balance is needed. Balance your spirituality and your practicality with the full moon in Pisces. So you could have Pisces in your chart or dealing with one. Okay. You could have Cancer in your chart or dealing with one. You definitely have an Aries in your chart. This reading is for you. So right dead smack in the middle, it is time for you to take action. Okay? Point blank, period. There's a personal issue that is coming to a resolution here with the full moon in Cancer. And I feel like that was in June. So a full moon in Cancer might have brought you a resolution to a personal issue. It could have been a personal issue with a connection, with love, with your finances, okay? But also is here is that you really need to meditate and contemplate. It's almost like you need to really sit and think about making your next move here with the new moon in Pisces. So some of you guys, like I said, could be dealing with the Pisces or have it in your chart, but they are the fish, okay? So you really need to meditate and contemplate how you're going to make your next move. You also might need to move like a fish, like kind of quietly, silently, not letting everybody take and know your next move. Keep certain things sacred to your heart. Hush, hush. All right? And it definitely is time for you to take some action. It's time for you to put your mouth where the money is. It is time for you to put action behind your words. It is time for you to speak to existence. You are the ram. Okay, Aries, you are the emperor. Okay, and you can walk among the sheep, but you also can be rowdy at times as well. And again, become that ram. Some of you guys might be super vigilant, hyper. All right. Let's get some cards here. What is currently going on in Aries reading or Aries energy here? All right, show me what is going on currently for Aries. I did see the Seven of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. There has been some type of deception, lies, cheating, somebody trying to get away with something. Necromancer. So some of you guys are trying to resurrect something that is dead. Okay? You're trying to, or you might have tried to resurrect something that was dead. All right? Yeah, something that, you know, was definitely not emotionally fulfilling anymore. Again, Pisces energy. Something or someone that could have walked away from you, or you could have walked away from it. But for some of you guys, I feel like they walked away from you. Could have been a water sign. But you were steady trying to resurrect something that was dead. Okay? Even though it was toxic. But again, it's also showing that you might have some codependent energies upon yourself. All right. So you need to take some action to move on from the situation. This person not trying to resurrect the dead, because you're not going to be happy doing that. Everything happened for a reason. So let the dead be dead. Some of you guys are still mourning it. You're mourning a loss. Okay. Because you're trapped in your mind about why certain things went the way it did with the 8-8 here. Something could have happened on the 8-8 portal. That was last Friday. All right. Something could have happened then on that portal. We also had the Aquarius full moon. All right. So, Aries. Yeah, some of you guys feel very betrayed, hurt. There could have been a situation that you were going through for the past 10 years. All right. Could have felt very isolated, alone. Some of you guys could be definitely getting a divorce here, a separation. You also could be going through some type of legal matters. Let me just get all the cards out right now. They're going to Ten of Swords, the Queen of Cups. All right. I'm getting a lot of messages here, Aries. All right, so yes, some of you guys could have been dealing with a Scorpio, a Leo, a Pisces, a Gemini, a Cancer, a Libra, a Sagittarius. Don't mind the signs, they're all here. But again, what I'm seeing is some of you guys had a situation where someone walked away from you, emotionally detached from you. All right, it could have been divorce, it could have been a separation from a connection, and you're feeling very isolated, abandoned, bruised. Okay, it might have hurt your ego. It also might have hurt how you look out onto the world, how you view relationships now. So some of you guys are living with a bruised ego, shattered emotions, all right? Because you really thought you could be able to resurrect something, bring something back that was dead. Maybe it died 10 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago, all right? But again, someone has lost hope in it. This could have been the other person that you were dealing with. Someone has definitely lost hope with it. They just didn't have any emotions. And they felt, because it's funny, the Four of Cups is right up under the Necromancer. Somebody trying to resurrect somebody dead from the dead, and somebody mourning the dead. So some of you guys were dealing with somebody that was okay with losing you. They were okay with the situation being dead and over. But once something is dead, then there needs to be a phoenix rising. It needs to be a transformation. It needs to be a change. So some of you guys might have been afraid of this change. You might have been afraid about taking action in this change, because some of you guys are very codependent on having another. Whether this was a lot of drama or chaos, or some of you guys might even like it. You guys are Aries. You like somebody to feel your fire. All right. So, but realizing that something was toxic and it needed to end. Okay. Some of you guys, again, might have been in your head about it. You could have felt like, okay, I got out of one situation. Now I'm going to another situation with somebody that's more compatible. But then, that situation wasn't compatible because this person basically was playing you as well. They also might have been married. So both of you guys might have been into a marriage situation, and now, or someone realized that it was toxic. Being, two married people or two committed people, whatever the situation is, it was toxic. And definitely somebody was codependent because definitely they were only thinking about themselves, being very selfish here, self-centered, thinking about their own emotions, their own needs, all right, and not reflecting on the emotional fulfillment of another, the one that you're in a committed relationship with, the one that you're married to, all right. So again, once somebody had some type of epiphany about that, they woke up, they got clarity, and they did not want to resurrect this situation, this job, this relationship anymore. For some of you, it definitely is a relationship, okay? But this is where Spirit is saying this gives you the time to, again, focus on resurrecting yourself, putting action in yourself. This was a personal resolution for you, but some of you guys were not seeing it at that time. Just because you have been betrayed, hurt by so many people does not mean that you stay there. You emotionally detach and you move on, okay? On with your ship like a pirate, on to the next island, to the next destination where you can conquer it. But you have to get your emotions controlled, okay? You have to get your emotional outbursts, your neediness to be feeling loved or to be loved. Get that under control. Because the Queen of Cups, whether you are a masculine or feminine, we have both of them here. Queen and King of Cups. The Queen of Cups is Medusa. All right. And if you don't know the story about Medusa, she was betrayed. So every man that she looked at, she turned to stone. She also was turned into this ugly beast. But what that did also for her was made her love more on herself as this serpent woman. She had nothing but serpents in her head, snakes. Let me sip my tea. And that's giving you the ability to siphon through people's emotions, whether they're real or not. You're seeing people emotionally for who they are. Okay. And you're realizing, if they're not giving me what I need, I'm going to move on. I'm going to turn them to stone. All right. Again, with the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Cups, again, the Kraken, you felt very emotionally fulfilled, but again, that it was toxic. This was a part of your codependency. You will not, it wasn't emotionally fulfilled. You thought you were getting your wishes here, but again, you were betrayed. You were backstabbed. You were bamboozled here. It was nothing but a lot of drama, and that caused you nothing but a lot of inner chaos within yourself. But then that makes you look at yourself. Like, was I being selfish here? Here with the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles, the leprechaun, he wants his cake and eat it too. He wants all the gold. He wants all the money. He's really selfish and can be very evil, very ego driven here as well. He can be a straight asshole. So some of you guys also might have been dealing with that with the money. Okay? You might have been holding on to that lucky coin, that lucky horseshoe. You also might have felt a relationship was that lucky coin, that lucky horseshoe. But it wasn't. It was giving you nothing but drama. And maybe for some of you guys, you probably should have walked away from it sooner. But again, you want that connection. You want to feel love instead of loving on yourself. You was wanting this. You were codependent on other people's energy to make you feel better. So for a long time, you were trapped in your mind and your head about what to do. But then again, it might have been the decision of someone else to say, you know what? I don't want to do this no more with you, Aries. I want to move on. I don't want to resurrect this relationship. I want to move on. And for a lot of you guys that shattered you, they might have told you they wanted the divorce. They wanted the separation. That was a blessing. this was a personal issue that was coming in a resolution for you. All right? Because your emotions were all over the place with this place. You wasn't really recognizing what you truly was feeling. Was it codependency? Was it love? Was it selfishness? Do I want my cake and eat it too? So because your emotions are all over the place, they still might be. It also might be a lot of drama around this situation because somebody also don't want to see you happy. They can see some of you guys are pretty much happy. Okay, I'll move on to the next with this Eight of Cups. Take the energies as it applies. You might not want to see somebody happy. They might not want to see you happy. So it's causing a lot of inner chaos and turmoil. But you're sitting here with the Three of Wands. You're waiting. You're trying to patiently wait for a new love, someone that is equally yoked to you to come in. But right now, you're going to be the King of Cups, the Orc. Okay? And you're going to keep your emotions to yourself. You're going to be isolated on the island. You're going to feel like your heart is cold. Because you're trying to get aligned with the divine or someone that is of an Empress energy. And this person is, again, the Queen of all queens. She looks good. She smells good. She also won't take no shit. She's in the place of receiving, not giving. Just as much as you expect, she's going to want that back. She wants equal give and take here. Some of you guys want to move on to calmer waters. In your mind, you want to get out of this chaos, this drama. But you're going to have to take the action to do that. You're going to actually have to honor meditating. That where you can hear the answers of what you need to do. And then contemplate your next move. Don't shout it out to the next world. I understand you feel scorned, you feel stuck. This is actually working out in your favor. You just have to see it from a different perspective. Once you do that, you can get out of this stuck energy. You can start pouring into yourself. You can actually move forward on to calmer waters into something that's more aligned for you. Okay? Getting in contact or getting in a situation where you're in with your higher self. The Death card. Again, some of you guys 10 of Swords twice. 10-10. So you're definitely in despair. Okay, but a change needs to happen. You could have been dealing with a Scorpio. A death of a situation. Something needed to end. All right, give me more of this Death card. This despair needs to end. It could have something to do with your stability. A lot of people do not like change. But change is one of the things that is definitely constant. It is the inevitable. So you might have to pull back your energy. You also might need to save some money. Because again, with more money, more problems. So some of you guys could be financially stable here with the King of Pentacles. But again, you have to pull back your energy. You have to take action. You have to meditate and contemplate. Think about what you're going to do. Think sensibly. Quiet your mind. Because sometimes you guys are all over the place with your energy. Here with that Five of Wands. The Chimera. Okay? You constantly are listening to react instead of listening to understand. You're trying to get into Queen of Swords energy. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Be more independent. But knowing that you've also been scorned, you've been hurt. So at any time you can cut somebody off because you know you have knowledge now. Okay? You're wiser. You're smarter. She is one of the smarter queens in the deck. Okay? There definitely was some deception, some illusions. Okay? Around the full moon. Could have been dealing with the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here. Somebody was highly disappointed. They could have felt that you kept entertaining the Three of Cups, friends, family, drinking, celebrating, and not entertaining the Two of Cups, a connection. So somebody might feel like they stood up to you and cut you off, or you could have did this to someone else. But like I said, this is a blessing in disguise because there was a lot of deception around this situation. There was a lot of illusion, confusion. Okay, a lot of repressed emotions. People not expressing how they truly feel. And again, this is pushing you into isolation, into a place of darkness. But in this darkness, you can see the light. You have the lantern. You have the self-reflection. You have your own inner light. Okay? In the darkness, we can see, but we have to use our inner compass for our inner light to shine. All right? Again, so you can move on to calmer waters. You also need to self-reflect about your participation in this situation. Because in the Two of Cups, in the connection, the relationship, it takes two to tango. Some of you guys are very fearful, anxiety about moving on. You also might be fearful of being broke, being left out in the cold, being abandoned, especially from connection here with the Four of Wands. A home. But you are the magician of your own life. Somebody also might have been doing moon magic on you. You might have been trying to do moon magic on someone as well. Take it as a resonate. But with the Tower, it is in reverse. You're overcoming this. Something was built on false foundation. So now you're overcoming this because you are taking action. You are bringing in your manifestations. All right. You are determined. Somebody also might be determined to cause disruption, nothing but disruption in your life, in your finances, to prevent you from being happy. But like I said, this situation is happening for you to move on, to get out of this codependency issue, to get out of this, the need to be loved, and start loving on yourself. Start pulling back your energy, start saving money, start meditating, contemplating about your next move, taking the action, because a personal resolution has been solved. You just are not seeing it is for what it is. Now the universe is showing you that this was a blessing in disguise. This was to get you better and more alignment with who you are and who you are supposed to be. Maybe your purpose. All right. Let's get to the Rose Oracles. Get some little laughter here. Give me 5 cards for Aries. I should have just did this reading as recording. Yeah, somebody was living in their shadow. Okay. Somebody also might need to do some shadow work. Aries, you might need to do some shadow work. But somebody's been living in their shadow here with the moon card. They've been very deceptive, self-sabotaging themselves. This could have been you. This could have been your person that you were in a connection with. All right. Living and lurking in the shadow, lurking in the dark. Not being upfront with themselves. All right. Okay. Could have been dealing with a fashion witch. Somebody that dressed the part but is not really a witch. This could have been you or who you've been dealing with. This Empress here. You also need to stay in your lane, Aries. Don't worry about what's going on over there. Don't worry about what's going on over there. Stay in your own lane. Don't swerve over into nobody's lane. You were dealing with somebody that was for real. Okay, definitely on guard with you. Or you have been on guard with somebody else because you can't trust them. Some of you guys were dealing with the Oracle, or you are the Oracle. This is somebody that just radiates light. When you look in their eyes, you see nothing but optimism, the rainbows, okay? Good things, all right? But then again, you have the shadow here. Somebody was lurking in the shadow, living in their shadow, being in their shadow, doing things in the dark. But everything always comes to light. That's why the Sun card is here. You need to take more care of yourself. You could be feeling very alienated, but again, pay attention to your third eye, to your intuition. The tinfoil hat. Some people could be feeling that you're a conspiracy theorist person. All right. Like you think the aliens are coming. Okay. So again, remember, stay in your own lane, Aries. Do some shadow work if this is you. Someone I feel like you were dealing with someone that was definitely scorned, hurt. Okay. Holding things with you, doing things in the dark. Some of you guys could be the Oracle, or you're dealing with one. Somebody that does not do nothing but radiate brightness and light in their eyes. They know things. They pay attention into their intuition. They could be helping and guiding you onto a straight path. Some of you guys are definitely on guard. All right. You could have a cat, but you're definitely on guard with your independence. Moving on. Okay. Moving on to calmer waters. Having a better, bigger, and brighter future. All right, that's it for you guys, Aries. I love you guys. Please subscribe to the tribe. Please leave me a comment when you see this reading. And thank you guys for returning, people. Bye now.